there's a psychological piece that I'm curious about, which is when you're dealing with a challenge of unknown parameters. So like I know you've raced and won the Leadville 100 multiple times, and it's like it's a long event, and you can sort of budget. Like I know what it will take to finish, and you're like, okay, I can give this much at this point. But when you're in an unknown, like I don't know how long or how tiring this will be, like will I get my second, third, fourth win? What it'll be like. How do you manage how you exert yourself, or how you stay grounded in an unknown situation like that?
I love your comment about the word budget, because we have physical and emotional resources. I will say that as humans, we barely scratch the surface of what we're capable of. And that's part of why I continue to do what I do. I mean, I'm 52 years old and doing these big, long, huge expeditions. And in some ways to prove to myself, but also to others, the human body is capable of exceptional things. And so the budgeting, physical and emotional budgeting, part of that comes from experience of just putting myself in uncomfortable situations time and time again. And it's why I encourage people to sign up for races or sign up for events. And like, I don't want to race. I don't race. I'm not a racer. I'm not an athlete. But what a physical challenge can do, it lets us practice for life. It lets us practice resilience. It lets us practice grit. It lets us practice problem solving. And like, when the shit hits the fan, it lets us figure out how to adapt and to move forward. And we don't really get to practice for life. And I do feel like hard physical endeavors, that's our training ground. And so to answer your question, how do I budget when I'm in those situations? One, I've put myself there before and I continue to. And two, I also realize emotional stress and physical stress, the body doesn't really know the difference. And so, me getting really stressed in that cave and losing my cool, that actually wasn't really helping the situation. I was burning precious calories that I didn't need to be burning. And that's a lesson too. And I'll go back to Leadville, my fourth Leadville win. Standing on the start line, I wasn't nervous, which was not like me. My husband even like, "Are you okay? Like, you seem like insanely relaxed. Like, is something wrong?" Because normally I'd be on the start line and be like, "Oh, I'm all nervous. And then it's like by the fourth time, I know the course, I know what I'm capable of. I know I've trained. If these other people around me are faster and have trained harder, like being nervous doesn't really help." And so that's the part about controlling the controllables. So when you're in a hard situation, it's like, did you prepare physically? Hopefully you did. And if you didn't, you're there. You can't go back and be like, "Oh, I should have trained more. I should have studied more. I should have done whatever." It's really, how do you adapt in the moment? And what's really cool, you hear these stories all the time of like, a woman lifting a car off her baby, or like someone in the wild being attacked by a mountain lion and they fend off the mountain lion. Intuitively, as humans, one, we're physically stronger than we know, and intuitively we know what to do. And often I believe we have three intellectual centers in our body. We have our mind, our heart, and our gut. Most of the time, where I fumble, or a lot of people fumble, is when the mind takes over and we're like, but what about this and what about that? And we overanalyze something, when if you just go with your gut and your heart in those really difficult moments, we know intuitively what to do. And so in that cave, it's like, yeah, I was budgeting, I was planning, I'm thinking about it. I probably got a little too emotionally stressed out of like, what if our lights run out? What if this happens? Instead of just, let's keep moving. And if our lights run out, this is what we'll do. And if this is, we're in here all night, okay, this is what we'll do. So yeah, that was a long way of answering about budgeting, but I also think we underestimate ourselves, and that's why everybody should go sign up for something long, go do some long hike in the woods, go do a long paddle or a run, and that might be an hour for you, or that might be a day, or that might be a 10-day, exploration, but all those lessons and teachings are waiting for us out in nature if we just move around in there. It's such a great master's degree in how to manage life.
Hey friend, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this particular clip, then I have something else I want to tell you about, which is the League of Superconductors. It's a business mastermind that I run to elevate the greatest change makers of our time. That is people that I like to call quantum entrepreneurs, metaphysical, spiritual teachers, healers, coaches, light workers of different types. And this is a year-long business mastermind starting in May of 2022. So if that's the type of thing that you're looking for, if you're looking to better fuel your mission by having a business that brings in all the abundance you're looking for, that both operates at the 3D level, serving the people of Earth, and at a multi-dimensional level, bringing in all of the higher wisdom and experience that you have access to. That's what we're doing. So if that sounds like something for you, then you can check out the link below, read a little bit more about the program, what we do each month. And I also invite you to apply for a call with me, a strategy session. We can get to know each other. I'll coach you a little bit, and you can decide if that might be the exact thing that you've been looking for. All right, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.